Okay. So let's see what's hanging out in Walden Pond. My first thought, looking at it, is mirelurks, because why wouldn't there be mirelurks?
Goddamn mirelurks.
I mean, those raiders are watching for some reason. But it doesn't look like it, so... thanks, Cosworth. I figured that part out. So it looks like we're being pointed right at this little area underneath in this, like a storm drain or a sewer drain. Okay. Nice, narrow little storm drain. I think this would panic a number of people. So the question is, what's in here with us?
Thankful I've no settings for nausea.
Okay, move your ass, Codsworth. So... Okay, oh. I think...
Make sure he had everything needed before he started his camping trip in that little shack up top. Double checked his list and everything. And that's why they call it being the road.
Oh, and this guy invented
Transdentalism, moron. You sound like an idiot.
How the hell you
I just had to let them
I
talk.
read a book that one time, and we ran out of grog bottles.
I wish I could read.
I wish that guy hadn't moved. I was about to pop his head off. Well, close enough. Oh, and it's everywhere.
What is? Oh.
Tweezes head.
That and green juice.
I love the fact the game actually made a Thoreau reference while we're sitting here. And duffel bag. Ooh, tactical light hunting rifle. If I didn't already have a...
Went through a great deal of trouble to fortify this place.
If I didn't already have a sniper rifle that I liked very much, that would be a good upgrade. Let's see. What else do they have here? Oh, nice. A copy of Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor. Why I Sold My Mother. Let's see. True. Okay, a bottle of bourbon. There we go. Okay, and just like that, this entire trip has been worth it. So the question is whether or not they have any... Oh yeah, there's a couple of them. So yes, they had some friends. And all these guys have names, which is generally not a good sign. And we're just going to go ahead and pop your leg off. Despite having names, they don't really seem to have been that much stronger than your standard raiders. So...
I have every kitty's attention.
That's because you're holding a piece of bacon.
They don't even like it.
I think they just like the smell of it, and then they're like...
I mean, they like bacon. They like the pre-cooked bacon. I think that's because to them, that's like it seems like it's undercooked.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't like the bacon that I cook. I don't know what it is. Okay, and Alex immediately proves me wrong.
And starts nomming on the
And
bacon.
starts nomming on the bacon.
Yeah, on the plus side, we got some whiskey.
I was planning on putting this bacon in the broccoli and cheese soup that we sort of made tonight.
We failed at making epically.
Well, it was a new recipe, But the recipe was really poorly done.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sat there and it referenced, put the vegetables. Psycho.
Ooh, Big Jim.
Or Jet.
Nice.
Plus 20% chance to cripple the target's leg. I love it.
Specifically its leg.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you can't actually aim melee weapons, so I guess this thing, if you hit somebody with it, has like a 20% chance to cripple their leg.
Oh, cool. But yeah, so, I mean, the entire thing is that this was a new recipe. I think it was poorly written. Because they sat there and they're like, okay, there was broccoli, onions, carrots, celery, and garlic.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that was supposed to be sautéed with with some butter for a few minutes. But it wasn't supposed to be, it was only supposed to be the carrots, the celery, and the onion that was sautéed, not the broccoli. But it didn't specify which vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then they were like, and then add the potato, and there is something underneath the desk. Oh,
This is a common sight these days.
never mind. That it was a
I'm sure some would even call this.
looks like a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the recipe was poorly written, but I did my best with it, and well, the cheese kind of congealed to the sides of the pan, and I've never had that happen. I've never actually had a soup where the cheese actually adhered to the sides of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
And not the... Well, I mean, if there were any large pieces of vegetable, of like broccoli in there, it adhered to them too. But...
Okay, I'm glad I caught that.
Dang, that's just... It was just...
It was a terrible experience.
It was a terrible experience. And, you know, Dave kind of sat there and was like, isn't this kind of, I don't know, bad? And I was like, you know, that it kind of is. And I fear that if we had continued eating it, it probably would have made a second appearance. And it would not have been kind.
Bindinger than cheese, as your grandmother used to say.
It wasn't my grandmother.
It wasn't?
No, that was not my grandmother.
Sounds like something she would say.
No, for about 2.5 years, actually almost 3 years, I worked in a nursing home where I took care of elderly Alzheimer's patients. And I worked in the activities department.
Crack that in no time.
And there's a little old lady who's went by the name of Lois. I don't remember what her last name is anymore. It's amazing that I can remember her first name, to be honest. But she was a crotchety old woman who quite regularly... What was that under the...
God damn it, Codsworth.
like under...
Oh, there's a Luna of Kent stuck in there somehow.
Huh, okay.
Weird.
Weird. Anyway, so yeah, she would sit there and she's like... She would tell me stories, and that was kind of part of my job, was to just sit there and, you know, come up with activities for the residents, and essentially, you know, sometimes it was conversing with them, sometimes it was giving, you know, things like manicure, you know, basic manicures where you were cleaning out under, you know, dirt from under their nails and such. But Lois was a crotchety. She's the one who got into an argument with a nurse about how her Social Security paid for the nurses, and the nurses sat there and did a countered the argument with, but I'm paying for your Social Security, and it just kind of sat there and round robined.
Yeah.
For a while. And I sat there and I was like, just let it go. Just let her have it. Let the old lady have it, okay? Because
she'll forget about this tomorrow anyway.
Well, it's like, you're never gonna win. Just let it go. You're the bigger person. You still have your mind. You know, you still have your mind. Let it go. Let her have it.
Hello, and welcome to Walden Pond. You are now standing in front of the cabin, inhabited by transcendentalist writer and philosopher Henry David Thoreau, starting in the summer of 1845.
Okay.
Nice.
2 years, 2 months, and 2 days, Thoreau lived in this cabin, hoping to gain a more objective understanding of society.
You know, by living
By
apart from...
avoiding society.
This experiment was influenced by Thoreau's interest in transcendentalist philosophy, which believed that people were at their best when truly self-reliant.
I'm sure he was very self-reliant. Never went into
By living
town.
off the land with few material possessions, Thoreau proved it skeptical to think that any outward
Proved it
improvement of
skeptical?
life could bring inner peace and contentment.
That doesn't even make sense, but okay.
For more
I'm-
information, please visit the gift shop and purchase one of the many books on transcendentalism.
Yes, purchase a book on transcendentalism,
T-shirts, coffee mugs, toys.
Nice.
material objects, to help you understand living without material objects
Material objects. That's
and relying on other people.
Walden Pond, sponsored by General Atomics,
that's nice.
maker of the Mr.
But anyway, so she, you know, she was telling me, used to tell me stories of, like, one story was when she was a girl, her grandparents, or like, I'm not exactly sure of the semantics, but
Mm-hmm.
long and short of it is that she ended up having a chicken as a pet. And one Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening for dinner, they sat there and they were like, you know, and this chicken would follow her around kind of like a puppy, you know, and she became very attached to it. And her mother or grandmother fed her chicken for dinner. And she could just never let that go. She was like, I'd never be able to forgive her for that. I can't believe she did that to me. And I was like, that's fair.
I mean, you lived on a dairy farm. How often did you eat the cows?
Well, okay, wait a minute. See, that's
they weren't pets.
that's where the difference is. I never sat there and okay, we had cows with names. We had Cookie Monster who would actually eat cookies, even the burnt ones that my sister made. We had 84 who was the cow that acted like a horse, would try to put people up on its back and give them a ride around the farm. You know, we had Killer who hated men and would chronically try to attack them. I mean, and each one of these might be named, but we never looked at them as pets.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, at one point, one of our cows, I don't remember which one it was, tried to jump a fence. And it was an electrified barbed wire fence. She tried to jump it, she failed, and she lacerated the hell out of her udder.
Mm-hmm.
And she bled to death. Okay, there was nothing wrong with her meat. They sat there and they actually, after she bled out, they sat there and they saw about getting her butchered. I mean, there was nothing wrong with her. Outside of that, we just couldn't get the bleeding to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt bad for the animal, but at no point in time did I look at any of the cows, even the calves that I helped raise. I never looked at them as pets. So, when you don't look at them as pets, you don't really grow that emotional attachment. It essentially leaves like a block up so that you're not going to get as attached. So you're not going to have any kind of upset, And also, you never knew who the hell, what cow you were eating. I mean,
True.
because it's not like we sat there and it's not like they put on the meat paper to sit there and say that this is 84. That might be a little upsetting, but it's like when you're just told this is a cow, this is what we're eating. Okay, you kind of roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
We're covered in like bloatfly goop, by the way, which kind of just did a weird thing to the pit boy.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you don't really know what cow it is.
Mm.
It's like, oh, nope, cow.
Well, it could be our cow, it could be somebody else's cow. I don't know.
Oh, dead cow named Bess.
That's always sad.
Which just makes this even more relevant.
Touché. But yeah, so we so back to the whole story with Lois. She always sat there and she's like, there was one thing she loved to talk about, and I don't remember what the food, like, she hated eggs.
I
And
like her
about-
already.
And about twice a week, the, essentially the cafeteria of the place,
Oh, you asshole monkey.
Disarray, I wouldn't know where to begin.
yeah, the cafe, or like the kitchen would sit there and send out eggs with ham, eggs with bacon, eggs with, whatever meat product. And she hated eggs. She hated eggs with a fiery passion. Because she was like, eggs are terrible. And I was like, oh yeah, why? And she's like, they're more bindinger than cheese. That was her thing. That she hated eggs because for her, they bound her up something awful. And I was just like, that makes sense, She's like, I don't have a problem with the flavor. I don't have a problem with the texture, but I hate what it does to me. And I was like,
Fair.
that's okay. I can't argue with that. How do you argue with that?
True.
So, yes, more bindinger than cheese. The phrase still just cracks me up.
Yeah.
I bet I'm pretty sure that she's probably I hope that she's long gone
Yeah.
now because, she had been there for a while and had Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And it was...
Something else.
Alzheimer's is such a terrible,
Thing to see.
terrible disease.
Yeah. So we're kind of working our way toward Vault 81 now. Just kind of working our way around the pond right in front of it. Ooh. And we found somebody's journal.
I'm
20
totally licking bacon grease off my fingers.
2287, so this is fairly recent. I think this guy was just kind of looking to set up a house out here or something.
He was wanting to pull a Walden, huh?
Or something. Aw, a love story about him meeting Anika, aiming a shotgun at him.
It's an interesting thing. I've seen a lot of people sit there and post stories about how they're like, you can't, like the rules for dating my daughter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have kids. We don't have kids. And I don't have a daughter.
Aw. She's been gone 3 winters now.
Aw. It's too bad. But, I've never understood the whole, polishing your shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While you're waiting for the young man or woman, whatever,
Yeah, to come in.
to come and see your daughter and everything like that. And
Just intimidation.
yeah, I mean, essentially intimidation. I guess I sit there and I'm like, here, if we had a child if we had a female child, these would be my rules.
By the way, there's a clue in here about a boat being out in the middle of the lake with some stuff in there.
Ah. But yeah, I sat there and I was like, I'm like, this would be my rule. Treat her like you want to be treated. Don't screw around with her.
Mm-hmm.
And, just make sure you're back before curfew.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I don't think I need to get all threatening to anybody for that.
True. Yeah, this is where the guy was sitting out watching the stars and such.
Well, at least he didn't shoot himself.
True. He's underneath that overturned boat instead.
Spoilers.
Well, no, he pretty much said he was going to go out there and look for it. Yeah, I guess maybe it's kind of spoilers, but anyway, I'm not going to go look for him right now because I have no desire to get that irradiated.
Yep. Because you don't want to get irradiated. Or
Yeah.
radiation sickness, and
I think the next perk I'm going to get is that,
not taking rads from water.
yeah, because that's just a huge convenience perk.
Or at least from walking in water.
Yeah, you'll still get it from drinking.
Isn't that like the second or third tier of that?
No, Lead Belly is the
Or
one
whatever.
that keeps you from getting it from drinking.
Whatever.
Uh-oh.
Beauty does still exist.
So there's some more named ghouls wandering around here. And a merchant.
Aw, man.
Miss Sumner. So you can actually get the
You
name.
see what I mean about Mr. Donahue, Mrs. Sumner, Mr. I swear these are the same sort of names.
Yeah, you can actually get the same ones show up. So it's possible to.
I don't feel pain.
That's true. And there's a Raider Psycho wandering around there. Yeah, you can actually get the same ghoul showing up even if you've killed them before. It's just kind of like a poor thing where they didn't sit there and think about.
No, I swear that there's multiple, you know, that there's multiple Mrs. Parkers or Mrs. Donahues or all of that stuff. There's multiple of them. I don't know if they're always the same, you know.
The same few names.
Well, I don't know if it's just a case of they just have that few names, or what exactly the situation is. But I can't count the number of times that you've played through that in a random encounter in a random location there's ghouls and they're named ghouls that, hi, this is Mr. Donahue and Mrs. Donahue ghoul.
I figured that was easier to deal with now than later. Because there's a couple raiders. Oh, damn it. Codsworth.
Dave.
Yeah, that one's me.
What's all this then?
You missed.
That was completely me.
There you go.
There we go. Figure I might as well cover this merchant's,
6.
yeah, even though they're not going to be at all grateful about it.
Well.
Couple preservation shelters. Let's see what else we've got. There's the guy I just killed.
Ooh, stim pads. I
Yep.
like those. Where's the other guy? Did you already...
He was all the way up here.
Cool. See? Mr. Parker.
Picking up hostile life signs. Found you.
Get him, Codsworth. There's the whole little neighborhood here that I generally don't actually bother with, but while I'm here.
Actually, no. Last time I think you did bother with it, but it was on the way somewhere else because I remember you walking up the road.
Mm-hmm.
In the reverse way, walking by these houses.
And there's always a chance when you're dealing with some of these merchants and such that you'll end up accidentally managing to hit. Oh, shut it. But you'll accidentally end up hitting the merchant you're trying to help, and then they go hostile, and then you have to kill them in their guards, and there's this huge mess, and...
Usually you end up restarting. You go to the last save because it's usually better to do so, because...
It just gets awkward.
Awkward, that's a fair enough statement.
Well, how else would I describe, accidentally murdering somebody in their guards?
You know something? It is not your fault that they crossed your line of fire. Friendly fire happens. I mean, I'm not saying that makes it okay. It's just a case of I wasn't shooting at you. I was shooting at the ghoul. You crossed my line of fire.
You gotta have some perspective.
We talked about this.
Vault 81. There we go. Oh, and this is Cricket.
Hello, Cricket.
She is a merchant who wanders around here, and you can often find her here.
Better buy my big guns now, because you bet your ass your enemies will.
She looks sick.
Let's see what you got.
And
She
there
looks
they are.
very sick, actually.
Let's give a beat too.
Are you sure you're not a,
Woo, that's a lot of 45 rounds.
Wow, that is a lot of 45 rounds. I'll be honest, she looks like a child of the light. Or a child of Adam.
Okay, yeah, those guys from Fallout 3.
Yeah, I mean,
Which, they're in here too. So
Well, of course they are, but at least they don't try to blow up a bomb in town.
yeah. See, I could get a missile launcher from her, but why pay for it? I'm sure I'll find one sooner or later.
Yeah, and it's not like she has a
quad launcher.
a quad launcher, so
Short
there's
comment.
really no point in paying for stuff that you're going to be able to get otherwise.
And I'm going to get this just because it's worth spending a little bit of money on.
The spray and pray. You never used to say that until you had it that one time and it worked for you. Which I guess now we're going to need a name for the spray and pray.
Oh, it's already got one. But
but somebody might come up with something even better.
True. But now I need to afford it because it's pricey.
Ooh, damn. Okay.
Take all my fusion cells,
Gamma rounds.
all my gamma rounds,
How
all my shotgun shells.
about a plasma cartridge?
Oh, good cow. Okay, you can't take my junk. Let's see. Oh,
You can't take my booze.
true. But
no.
you can take some of my buff out because
You
keep a little stash just in case.
You never know. You might. How about the day tripper?
Yeah, what does that do? I might need that at some point.
Grape mentats?
Yeah, you can have my great mentats. Oh, I should have just taken those before I started this thing. Oh, well.
Actually, no. Take those back.
You're right. I will. So, nope.
Why don't you actually restart this entire?
I'll save them for when I'm buying something else. Now that I've
How
actually...
about some of the jet fuel?
There we go. MedX, sure. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Instamash? You accidentally picked that up.
You're right. Somebody else can have that.
You have. Will they give you anything for the fermented or mutated fern flower?
2.
Yeah. No.
Take my Nuka-Cola.
How about the noodle cup?
Yeah, I suppose I can sell those. Ooh, Psycho. There we go.
That's a.
Alright, now we're getting somewhere.
Do you ever use overdrive?
I don't, but it's plus 25% critical chance.
Ah, okay. I was asking.
I'm damage plus 25%.
What's something that they will give you a decent quantity?
Next cell is just amazing. I suppose I could actually sell some of my Rad-X. You really don't need that much of it.
At present. How about some of the
Actually,
how about some rad roach meat?
true. And I'll sell a little bit of my Rad away. Here, take all my Rad Roach meat. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. 177 is worth it. Because
I'm surprised you didn't throw in the stingwing fillet.
Yeah, I probably should have. But the important thing is that I managed to get that for cheap. And now we'll go into Vault 81. After confirming there's nothing of value in here.
In any of the
Yep.
various locations. Actually, are we about at another... When did you last save?
Well, we're pretty close. I think I'll just do the entryway into here.
Okay.
I have no idea how well that snapping noise came through, but that was my neck.
If anybody heard that, you can be terrified.
I must admit my excitement. I've been curious about them ever since that fateful day.
You didn't miss much there, buddy.
Well, it's a bit cold. What's interesting is when you think about it.
Hold it right there. Vault 81 security.
There's.
I don't know where you got your hands on a working pit boy, but you better start
It's
talking.
somewhat disconcerting, the whole.
I
Just
got it in Vault 111.
inherent,
111.
thinking
Heard of that one yet?
of the Pip-Boy and how to
What business
open
are you looking to take care of here in 81?
everything.
Yeah.
What's with the third degree?
It's called protocol. Think we just let anyone in here? Think again.
It's kind of weird. It has that extension cable and everything.
Yeah.
Ma'am, some new Commonwealth traveler. Not one of our usual traders.
Well, if someone wants in, they can earn it like everyone else. Let me speak to them. Sorry about that. Officer Edwards here was just doing his job. I'm sure you can understand our need for caution. For newcomers, we like to operate on exchange. You help us, we help you.
Fair enough. I'll try this
But
though.
I'm a fellow vault dweller. Can't you just let me in?
All the more reason to help out a fellow vault then.
Ooh, she's good.
It's like she knows we're bullshitting.
Depends.
Wait a minute, we're not.
I need more details.
Fair enough.
Go on.
Cores. 3 to be exact.
I'll get 9 of them.
Fusion cores. We grant the access.
So are you going to give them your fusion cores or find other ones?
Well, if I found them, they would then be mine.
I
Yeah,
already
but-
have the fusion cores you need.
Really?
These are not the droids you're looking
I
for.
suppose I should say welcome. I'll be down to meet you at the entrance.
Okay.
Alright, so now we are into Vault 81. What mysteries await us here? We'll have to find out next time, after we save.
After a save. Next time. Who's the 1920s called? They like their jargon back.
And that Hitler was a bad egg.